Good day, our precious viewers and listeners. Welcome once again to Salida Teleradyo of La Filipina National High School, where you can learn valuable lessons in spite of pandemic. Today, our topic is about citing evidence, supporting general statement from your English 7 lesson. I am your teacher host, Ma'am Janeline Magnaos, and let's give the floor to our teacher broadcaster, Sir Jamali Maito.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Janeline. Hello viewers and listeners. Welcome to our lesson this afternoon. We are very glad because despite the pandemic, we will be able to deliver our lesson to you through our Salida Teleradyo. This afternoon, we are going to discuss about citing evidence supporting general statement, which is part of your Quarter 3, Module 5 in Grade 7 English. So today, before we are going to discuss our topic, let us first have our lesson objectives. First objective, recognize a general statement. Second objective, identify the details that support the general statement, which is part of the most essential learning competency in English 7. And the third lesson objective is use strategies for finding evidence to support a claim or general statement from the reading passage. Before we begin our lesson, may I ask you to prepare a sheet of paper and a pen. Now, try to recall instances where you delivered a speech or a dialogue to convince a person or a group of people. Using this table shown on the screen, on the first column, you may write the situations where you tried to convince your listener. And on the second column, try to state the content of your message. And on the third column, did they believe you? If yes, try to write check, and if not, mark an X. I'll be giving you a minute to write your answers on a sheet of paper. If you have some instances where you were not able to convince your listener, then let me have some questions to you in order for you to reflect the reasons behind those instances. First, what made them not believe your claims? Second, do you have strategies to support your content of message during the situation? Now, for you to answer these reflective questions, let us proceed to our discussion by defining text and evidence. When we talk about text, simply it means written works. And when we talk about evidence, it is synonymously referring to proof. Now, what is the meaning of text evidence? Text plus evidence means citing proof in the reading. Have you ever written an essay about a particular topic only to realize that you are not sure how to support claims being made about the text? Now let us remember that a claim or argument about any idea in the text should have supporting evidence. It is essential to an author creating a strong argument or claim. Remember that all text or reading passages contain an evidence. An evidence can be found in both fiction texts such as novels, poems, or short stories, as well as in non-fiction texts like biographies or scientific articles. A non-fiction author might include statistical data, expert opinions, or specialized knowledge to support claims, while finding evidence in fiction involves finding supporting dialogue and interactions between characters to support their ideas. I have here a sample of a non-fiction text taken from the statistical official website of the Department of Education dated July 6, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. The total number of enrollees for school year 2020 to 2021 has reached 18,418,100 nationwide for kindergarten to grade 12, including those ALS and non-graded learners with disabilities. The data showed that 17,563,815 learners have enrolled in public schools and 834,403 registered in private schools. With this non-fiction passage, the figures are the clues or supporting data to strengthen the claim of the Department of Education on national enrollment for school year 2020 to 2021. This example is a non-fiction because it tackles real data presented through a data chart. Another example is a fiction text. This was taken from a Facebook post of Tagum City during the turnover of construction items and wall fans to 38 public schools, which started last June 24 to 30, 2020. As you can see, the underlined text shown on this picture shows strong evidences that support the main topic of the article. Another one is an example of a fiction text. This was taken from a Facebook post of Tagum City during the turnover of construction items and wall fans to 38 public schools, which started last June 20 to 30, 2020. The underlined text shown on this picture shows strong evidences to support the main topic of the article. So what makes a strong evidence? According to warrencounty.org, here are the 3 simple steps in citing evidence. First, you must state your idea. Second, cite what in the text led you to that idea. Give supporting evidence from the text by paraphrasing or directly quoting from the text. If you are directly quoting from the text, you must use quotation marks. We can also send or use sentence starters like in the first paragraph, the author says, or text states, or the text describes. For example, the author explains, or early in the text, the author states, and for instance. And the third is explain the evidence. Explain how the quotes or paraphrases you pointed out to support your idea. We can also use sentence starters like this shows, this is because, this means, this reveals, this illustrates, this highlights the difference between. Now, let us try to move back to our motivation a while ago about the 2 reflective questions. First, we have, what made them not believe your claims? And the second one, do you have strategies to support your content of message during the situation? For some instances, there are a lot of factors to consider in order to make people believe us. It is important to support our claims in order to validate information or details. As you reflect from these questions, I am confident that you've already recognized possible strategies on how to make a strong evidence. This time, take note of at least 3 positive and 3 negative points or arguments and the evidences used by the author to support his ideas about online learning that you have already read from the selection by Hannah Tabios entitled E-Learning, What It Is, How It Works, under your Quarter 3 Module 5 in English 7 self-learning modules. You may use the table on the screen. And for your assignment, conduct an interview with any of the household members about their point of view on adaptive learning or learning that fits the challenges of the present time, like distance learning, such as online learning and modular learning. Accept all their answers and take note of them on the table as shown on the screen. So, that is all for today. Thank you so much for listening.
Wow, that was great. Thank you so much, Sir Jomali, for sharing with us another valuable lessons we have learned today. And to our dear viewers and listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have learned and enjoyed our episode for today. See you again for our next subject. Goodbye and have a nice day.